Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, our topic is all about basic counting techniques. At the end of this lesson, the students will be able to count the number of ways or arrangements using the fundamental principles of counting. Let's have an example. Bernadette is a senior student of a certain school. Her father drives her to school before 7 o'clock a.m. Due to heavy traffic, her father considers options to arrive in school on time. There are two routes from their house to the plaza area and three routes from the plaza area to school. So let's have a diagram to show the routes from house to plaza and from plaza to school. So meron daw dalawang routes papunta sa plaza galing sa house. So this is the way 1. So and this is the way 2. So from plaza meron daw three routes papunta sa school. So we have this way 3, way 4, and way 5. The possible ways of going from the house to the school are pwedeng from way 1 and way 3. Pwede ring way 1 and way 4. Pwede ring way 1 and way 5. Way 2, way 3. Pwede ring way 2 to way 4. Or lastly is way 2 to way 5. Ayun yung mga possible ways from house to school. Pwede rin natin magamit ang tree diagram to illustrate the possible ways from house to school. So from house, this is the way 1 to plaza, way 2 to plaza, another way to plaza, and from plaza we have three routes to go to school. Okay, so this is the tree diagram. The question is, can you give the number of ways Bernadette can go from her house to school? So let's see. So we have the multiplication principle of counting or the fundamental principle of counting. It says that if an event can happen in n sub 1 ways, and after it has happened, another event can happen in n sub 2 ways. Then both events can happen in n sub 1 times n sub 2 ways. This principle can also be extended to more than two events. Okay? Since we have two ways from the house to plaza and three ways from the plaza to school. So our n sub 1 here is house to plaza. And n sub 2 is plaza to school. So we need to multiply 2 and 3 to get the answer. So we have 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So we have 6 ways from home to school. Okay? Let's have another example. So ito naman, playing politics. Okay? The kinds of candidates for an upcoming senatorial election are the following: 3 male or female Filipinos, 3 from Luzon, Visayas or Mindanao, and 4 who are affiliated with Team Buhay, Team Life, UNO, and BP, or just an independent candidate. How many different kinds of candidates are possible using only these sets of criteria? So, ang hinahanap dito is yung possible candidates using only these sets of criteria. So, let's determine first what are the criteria in this problem. So, we have sex, we have location, and we have the political party. So, tingnan natin kung ilan yung merong sex, ilan yung location, at ilan yung political party sa problem natin. So here we have how many sexes do we have? We have the male and female. So we have two. Next, the location. We have the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So we have three. Political party, we have the Team Buhay, Team Life, UNO, and BP. Lastly is yung independent candidate. So we have one, two, three, four, and five. Okay, so to get the possible candidates, we need to apply the fundamental principle of counting or the multiplication principle of counting. Now we need to multiply these numbers. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. So we have 30 possible candidates. Let's have forming numbers. How many four-digit numbers can be formed using these digits? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So here is the solution. Meron tayong mga cases sa pagpo-form ng numbers. Case number 1, repetition is allowed na kung saan pwedeng maulit yung mga numbers na mailalagay natin sa kada digit. So we have thousands digit, hundreds digit, tens digit, and units digit. Okay? So since our given is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we have 5 numbers here. So ibig sabihin, meron din tayong 5 choices na pwedeng ilagay kay thousand digit. Next, kay hundreds digit. Since pwede umulit yung mga number na ilagay na natin kay thousands digit, ang number of choices ulit natin ay 5. And tens digit again, since pwedeng umulit, pwedeng repetition, so we have 5 choices. Okay? And lastly, sa units digit, we also have 5 choices since repetition is allowed. So to get the total number of numbers, we need to multiply 5 times 5, 25, times 5, 125, times 5 is 625. So total number of numbers is 625 if repetition is allowed. Next, case number 2. Repetition is not allowed. So hindi pwedeng umulit yung number na pwede nating mailagay kay thousand digit. Okay. So we have, how many number of choices do we have kay thousands digit? Meron tayong 5. Okay, since 5 na kay thousands digit, ilang choices na lang ang matitira kay hundreds digit? Since hindi pwedeng umulit yung number na nailagay na kay thousands digit, meron tayong 4. Tens digit, we have 3. Units digit, we have 2. So to get the total number of numbers, we need to multiply. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. And 60 times 2 is 120. So the total number of numbers is 120 if repetition is not allowed. Next, case number 3. 4-digit numbers, 4-digit even numbers only. Repetition is allowed. Ano ba yung mga even numbers? We have 2, 4, 6, 8. So, paano natin malalaman na even number yung isang 4-digit kapag yung last digit niya ay nagtatapos sa 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Yun yung mga tinatawag nating even numbers. So, dahil repetition is allowed, how many choices do we have kay thousands digit? We have 5 because meron tayong 5 given numbers dito. How about kay hundreds digit? Repetition is allowed, pwedeng umulit. We have also a 5 choices. Okay? Next, kay tens digit, meron din tayong five choices because repetition is allowed. How about kay unit digit since ang case natin ay even numbers? So sabi ko kanina, even numbers ay nagtatapos sa 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So, how many even numbers do we have in our given? Meron tayong 2, 4, tsaka 6. So, meron lang tayong 3 choices. Okay? So, to get the total number of numbers, we need to multiply. 5 times 5, 25. Times 5, 125. Times 3, we have 375. So total number of numbers is 375 if four-digit even numbers only. And repetition is allowed. Next, we have case number 4. Four-digit odd numbers only, repetition is allowed. Paano naman pag sinabi nating odd numbers? Odd numbers, ito po yung 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So those are the odd numbers. So let's have thousands digits. How many choices do we have? We have 5. Hundreds digits. How many choices do we have? We have 5. Again, because repetition is allowed. And also tens digit, we have 5. So units digit, last digit. How many odd numbers are there in given? We have 3 and 5. So we have 2. Okay? So to get the total number of numbers, we need to multiply 5 times 5, 25 times 5, 125 times 2 is 250. So we have total number of numbers is 250 if four-digit odd numbers only and repetition is allowed. Okay? So next, getting seated and other related instances. In how many ways can three boys and two girls be seated in a five-seater vehicle? So, meron din tayo ditong mga case. Case number 1, no definite order. Walang tamang pagkakasunod-sunod. Basta makaupo lang yung three boys and two girls. So, let's have the representation of the seats, this underline. Ito yung mga upuan natin. So, we have three boys and two girls. So, we have 5 people all in all. So how many choices ang pwede sa unang seat? We have 5. Okay? Since nakaupo na yung isang tao dito, how many choices sa second seat? We have 4. So sa third seat, how many choices? We have 3. Next seat, how many choices? We have 2. And sa next seat, ilan na lang yung natitira? Isa na lang. Okay, so we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So to get the ways that can three boys and two girls can be seated in five-seater vehicle, we need to apply the multiplication principle of counting. Let's multiply 5 times 4 is 20 times 3, 60 times 2 is 120 times 1 is 120. So we have 120 ways that can three boys and two girls can be seated in five-seater vehicle. Next, case number 2, definite order. So ito may order na ng pagkasunod-sunod ng pagkakaupo ng three boys and two girls. So we have boy, boy, girl, boy, and girl. Okay? So let's have boy. How many choices ang pwedeng maupo sa unang upuan? Since boy ang kailangan, we have 3. Next, boy again. How many choices? Ilan na lang yung boy na natitira na pwedeng maupo sa pangalawang upuan? We have 2. How many, next, girl. How many girls do we have? We have 2 again. Next, boy ulit tayo. Since nakaupo na yung dalawang boy, ilang boy na lang ang hindi pa nakakaupo? Isa na lang. Next, girl. Last one, we have 1. Okay. So to get the number of ways, we need to multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So we have 12 ways. 12 ways can 3 boys and 2 girls can be seated in a 5-seater vehicle if it has definite order. Okay. Next, entrance exits. A building has 3 entrances and 3 exits. In how many ways can you go in and out of the building? So, ilang beses daw tayo pwedeng lumabas at pumasok kapag mayroong tatlong entrance at tatlong exit. So, the solution is the first activity is entering the building and the second is leaving. The entrance is also used as the exit. So, let's have a representation. A is the first entrance, B is the second entrance, C is the third entrance. So, para mapakita natin ng maayos, let's have a table. This is the entrance and this is the exit. Pwede tayong pumasok kay entrance A at pwedeng lumabas kay exit A. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance A at pwedeng lumabas kay exit B. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance A at pwedeng lumabas kay exit C. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance B at pwedeng lumabas kay exit A. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance B at pwedeng lumabas kay exit B. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance B at pwedeng lumabas kay exit C. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance C at pwedeng lumabas kay exit A. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance C, pwedeng pumasok kay exit B. Pwedeng pumasok kay entrance C at pwede ring lumabas kay exit C. Okay? So, ayun po yung ways na pwede tayong magpasok at labas sa isang building kung mayroong 3 entrances and 3 exits. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways to go in and out. Pwede rin nating maipakita ito gamit ang tree diagram. So, we have the entrance A, B, C, exits. These are the exits. So, the tree diagram shows 9 different ways of entering and leaving the building. We can also use the fundamental counting principle or the multiplication principle of counting. Let's use the n sub 1 for entrance and n sub 2 for exit of the building. So let's have number of entrances is 3 and number of exits is also 3. So we have 3 times 3 equals 9. So we have 9 different ways of entering and leaving the building. So do you have any questions? I hope you're learning.